Hey, how's it going, Tristan?
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great. I was having trouble with my lighting, but
Well,
I think
you
we're
look
good.
very brooding. Actually,
Thank
my
you.
lighting, hold on, let me see if I
Your
can,
lighting is good. I don't know what you're talking about.
maybe I can bring this. It's a little shiny in my head. Well, I do have a very shiny head anyway.
You know what's on my mind?
Tell me, I would love to know. This is your therapy session.
Z- Zillow's on my mind.
I was
Zillow
going
and
to ask you if you wanted to talk about Zillow
of course I
because,
want to talk about Zillow and Compass, damn it. It's on my
yeah,
mind.
because they're kind of like the mafia at this point.
Well, I don't know. It's crazy to read some of those emails. It's crazy to see that. Here's what I think though. Um, since you asked, Nick, thank you for asking.
Yeah, I was going to bring it up.
It's good. I think that if you watch what Robert Refkin is doing, first off, he's going against Zillow and they're showing the true intent that Zillow had, right?
Yeah,
Which we've all known from the very beginning, even though they've denied it from day one. I don't know that they even knew themselves because it morphed into something like this along the way. But
true.
um, what I'm watching too is Robert's now saying, "Hey, now all of you owe an apology to Compass agents for telling us that what we were doing was wrong, which is the three-phase marketing plan." And I don't agree with that either. I think there are two evils being done. And just because you're going up against one of them, right, doesn't mean that you are good. And I think people need to see the distinction there. Just because they're going up against each other doesn't make the other one good. The destruction of transparency on one side and making it easy for the consumer to go and find property without having to go to multiple different places.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, come on. Are we going backwards in time? Like that's still wrong. You can't do that. And it's something that's being pushed. So, no, Compass isn't right for doing that, and Zillow isn't right for wanting to do what they're doing to the real estate agent.
Well, I
But
like
they're
what you
both
said earlier.
businesses.
Well, I think it's interesting what you said earlier about how, you know, Zillow would always say they're not going to ever do this, they're not going to ever do that. And I don't think that that's and we're never going to be a brokerage. We're never going to try to get rid of
Mhm.
the agent. We're never going to try to do these things that the agents are accusing us of doing. And I never think you should ever say you're never going to do something
That's so true. It's
because
something
it
we
just gets
learned in
you in
lab
trouble.
coats.
It just gets you in trouble. You know what it reminds me of?
Tell me.
Remember the show Lost?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is interesting. When they were making the show Lost, the
Mhm.
writers and the creator never knew how they wanted to end the show. They literally wrote the
Mm.
show week by week, and they didn't know
No
how they were gonna.
way.
Yeah, they didn't know how they were gonna. If you do research, if you look it up, you'll see they didn't do any. They couldn't figure out how to end it, so they just kind of like
That's why
went
it kept
along.
going, and I didn't know what was happening
Yeah, they
either.
kept going. They didn't know where it was
That
going,
was terrible.
and so it's one of those things where like, if you don't know where things are going, don't say that you know because it's only going to get you in trouble. So they started using fan theories online as part of the plot of the show because the fans were coming up with great ideas. So it's like, hey, Zillow's trying to do X, Y, and Z to us. No, we're not. We're never going to do that. And at the end of the day, listen, you can only sell so many zip codes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's true. I
Well,
think
what about the thing about Zillow with the kickbacks, dude? That's a huge deal.
yeah, that the RESPA violation and part of the RICO charges that they're getting. Um, that's it. That's coming in from Seattle. It's a class action lawsuit. That's a challenge because when you look at the back end and you look at the agents that were Zillow Flex agents that have come up and said, yeah, that's true, and here's the proof. That's a challenge. And I don't. Here's what I think is going to happen on that one. I think they're going to settle, and I think they're going to in the settlement. They're going to also protect all the agents that were part of Flex because if they don't, who
Oh
wants to
yeah,
work with Zillow in the future, right? Of course, they want to protect
100%.
themselves. That's what I think
They have.
happens. I don't, and dude, I don't know that we slow down Zillow or anybody or Rocket
I don't
Mortgage
think
or
so.
anybody. I don't think so. I think they just have more disclosures, more disclosures, more
More disclosures.
disclosures.
They have all the money. They don't. If you have all the money, then really, at the end of the day, what's a few billion dollars to settle something, or a
I
few
agree.
$100 million to settle something? Hey, you know what I wanted to bring up to you real quick before we bring on our guest? I
Tell
thought
me.
this was really interesting because we all know interest rates are what's kind of holding back mortgages and people getting off their butts and going out and buying homes. I was
Yeah.
doing some research today on how many people are, because NAR just kind of put out their newest home buyer and seller profile, which I think is great. No matter how you feel about NAR, the home buyer seller profile that they put out at the end of every year is super interesting.
I like their research.
Yeah, I think their research is great. And what I thought was interesting was cash purchases are so way up, dude.
They're crazy.
But not just where you think they'd be. Oh, people with millions of dollars will pay cash. No, not just people with millions of dollars who are paying cash. Homes priced under $100,000 made up 2/3 of all sales in 2025 that were paid in cash.
It makes sense, man. Look at what happened through COVID, right? Where you have the explosion of equity. And all of a sudden, I'm sitting, my mom's sitting, my friends are sitting on all this equity. We just it was timing, it was luck. We owned a home before. And now what do we do with the funds? Well, if I want to downsize now because I'm 80, 75, or I want to help out my kids because now they're 30 or 35 or average age 40 of a first-time home buyer, what do? I'm going to pull out equity, purchase cash, and be like, there you go, son. There you go, daughter. You've got it. So
yeah, well, they're also saying that a lot of these cash purchases are also, like you said, from baby boomers who are helping out their kids.
Of course.
You know what I
like
mean?
I would.
Yeah, for sure.
What do we do, man?
When I bought my first house, how many years ago was that? Man, it was probably 10 or 12 years ago. To buy a house for, $300,000 in New Jersey and put 20% down, even though you don't have to. I mean, it was like 60 grand. I mean, personally, at that point in my life, I didn't have 60 grand laying around.
Yeah.
Especially living in New Jersey, one of the most expensive states in the country.
That's true.
So my parents had to help me out, dude. It's totally common.
Nothing wrong with that. It's a different world, buddy. It's a different world.
Exactly,
Well, look,
dude.
with Zillow, with Rocket, with whoever, I think it becomes even more important for us to talk to people like Stacey so that
Oh yeah, you're right.
we can show agents, hey, look, our world is splitting up into really two clear verticals. The vertical where you rely heavily on portals that are going to require you to give a certain amount of your commission back. Look, there's nothing wrong with that. It's part of the game. Just, it needs to be done legally. That's all. Other vertical is Stacey and people like Stacey, agents like Stacey, that we can really lean on so that we can see what's actually happening.
And I thought you were saying the other vertical is just Stacey in general.
It's called the Stacey effect.
Stacey effect. Listen, I just want to say I'm super excited about our guest, Stacey Sauls. She's been a friend of mine for several years, and she has, and I'm glad that you're finally meeting her, Tristan, because you guys have never met. But she's built a high-performing business the way most agents say they want to, but very few actually do. And so she's the leader of the Sauls Group, and her number one source of business isn't ads. It's not cold calling. It's not some shiny new object or, trick or hack. It's something crazy called her sphere of influence.
No way.
And relationships. Like,
what is that? Stop it.
This crazy talk. She's built a community of people who trust her, refer her, stay connected long after closing. And Stacey, you guys typically do what, like several hundred units a year, right?
Yeah. Well, part of the story is we went from 300 a year down to 200.
Who invited this? Who invited her?
Oh, one shy away from it, Steve. Almost had it.
I know. So, but that's part of the story, right? Because
it
was built by sphere of influence, and then we didn't have the systems to keep in touch. So we went, backwards and had to look at why are we going backwards? So we're rebuilding. So we're getting back up to that unit count again. But yeah, we had several years sitting there at that 300 unit mark. And then realized, whoo, we don't have any systems in place.
Stacey,
Well, I mean, listen,
what
if
area
you're
are you
doing
in?
wait, 300
Charlotte,
units with no systems. I can imagine if you did
no
have them.
systems. Can you imagine the chaos it was to
I
have at that,
remember you telling me a lot of stories about that. Yeah.
yeah, at that point we had over probably 1,800 past clients and we weren't keeping in touch with them.
Oh,
And you've done over 2,400, 2,500 transactions at this point.
We're 2,600, 2,700. I have to count again. It just keeps changing and I forget to update our
I
marketing.
want to have that problem. Listen, I don't even know anymore. Nick,
But you know what's interesting though, Stacey? I just want to say it's okay sometimes to go back a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Like if you're trying to, like when you're trying to figure things out or you're trying to put systems in place, sometimes you're going to hit a little setback, and to still even do 200 while you're putting your systems in place is still is an amazing accomplishment. So like we said, your main source of business comes from your sphere and your database. So you have a CRM now that you use religiously, but I love this story about Stacey. You have a background in law, right?
Yeah, I was a real estate paralegal. So
Okay.
I didn't even want to get into sales. But after, I really wanted to go to law school. And after I met real estate agents during those, what was it, maybe 10 years doing that, I thought the public deserved better. And so that's what transitioned
It
me.
didn't take you very long.
It didn't. I was like, this is terrible. So my husband got
That's
sick
funny.
of complaining. He's like, well, if you could do better, go do better. I said, okay, I will.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Well, I want to talk about like when you first started in the business, talk about not having systems in place. Talk about the system, quote unquote, that you did have before you had a CRM that really kept things in order for you. Because this is a really fun story.
Good question.
Yeah, I had popsicle sticks. So I had
What?
3 cans. I know it's so weird. I had 3 cans on my desk. And so I would write, they're craft sticks. People think I ate a lot of popsicles, but I didn't know it was craft sticks. So anyways, I would write the client name, where they're searching, all their info, and then put it in the jar that needs to be converted. Then there was an under contract one, and then there was a closed. And I'm a very visual person. So for me, that worked because every day I would look at those craft sticks and think, who do I need to move to the under contract?
Dude, that's actually brilliant. You made an analog version of a Kanban board practically. So like Trello, but you made it in person. It's like, boom, I'm going to move this over here. Where did you get the idea from?
I don't know. I just thought I need something because I'm losing track of these clients and what I'm supposed to do. So I just said, let me put them all in these sticks.
Stacey,
Yeah.
are you a journal person? Do you like to write?
No.
Oh, interesting. I wanted to see the correlation there. All right.
No, there is no correlation. It's just I needed something because I was losing track of clients. And I guess to backtrack, I didn't really have a sphere of influence. So I had to make one. And that was really reaching out to people that I hadn't talked to in over 10 years and saying, I'm really sorry. I am a terrible person. And like, now I'm doing real estate. Please hire me, right? How awkward.
Tell me what that was like, because that's very nerve-wracking for a lot of people.
Yeah,
right?
it was awful. But I also knew that I could do a better job than, what was happening out there. So I think when you come from contribution, like I know I'm trained. I have this background of being a paralegal. I can help you guys. It made it a little bit easier. So if you take what your background is, whether it's, anything, service industry, finance, anything, and figure out how to help the people. And then you're coming to contribution when you reach out. So I said, I haven't talked to you in a long time. However, I have been a real estate paralegal for a decade and now I'm doing sales. So I have all the skills to help you get into a new home if that's what you want.
So these were people that you had helped during certain transactions. Oh, no, who were they?
Random people, say people we went to college with.
Oh,
so literally a decade of silence because paralegals work 8-hour weeks. There is no time to do anything. Like you go to bed late, you wake up early, you work all day long, and you just repeat the grind. There is no time to pick up the phone and talk to people. So you have no social life. And so, I loved what I did. I was really good at it and great, I guess. And so I just didn't have time to do anything else.
That's actually awesome. I already got the title for this one, Nick. A Decade of Silence.
Yeah, that's
Oh, I
and
like
others and other
That was
stories.
really, you said it, Stacey. That was beautiful.
So yeah, then I had to figure out, okay, when I got one client, how to turn that one client into another client. So I call myself lazy, but I'm probably just very efficient. I'm always thinking like, what's the path of least resistance to get the next client? And the path of least resistance is to ask that person who else needs to buy or sell. But we
All right,
don't.
so tell me what a conversation sounds like when you haven't talked to someone in 10 years.
Yeah. Hey, Nick, Stacey, how's it going?
And they're like, Stacey.
Yeah, I'm like, hey, I just want to let you know I suck. I'm a terrible person. I haven't talked to anybody in a decade. I've been grinding at the law firm. There's no time for anything. However, I've switched over to sales because I want to help people. If there's anyone that you know that wants to buy or sell a home, I would love the referral.
Wow. So it's just basically directed. No
It's
small
direct.
talk.
No. Oh, I don't do small talk. So
Yeah, and I think sometimes small talk makes some people uncomfortable too. I hate small talk too.
Well, you
Yeah.
went directly into it too. You made me pay attention because I'm like, well, hold on, Stacey, you don't suck, right? That's what I'm thinking, right?
Yeah.
And that's probably what they're thinking. So I'm paying attention now. You gave me a great pattern interrupt because everybody's calling. Hey, do you have 5 minutes? Hey, this is a business call. Hey, how are you doing? Listen, it's been a while, but you went right into it, and I love that.
Like, this is what I'm here for. I'm here to
That's
help people.
good.
They want me to help you or you don't. And then what I also think is important when you grow your database is you want a database full of people that actually like you. So you're going to find out real quick who likes you with that script.
Nick, I'm going to try that on you, okay? I'll find out if you
Yeah.
like
So
me.
just take 10 years without talking to me and then give me a call. And see
I
how
mean,
it goes.
people were really receptive to it. So that's good. And then if they weren't, obviously they're people that you don't put on a popsicle stick.
Right. Or some people are like, what is going on here? So, all right. And when did you realize that, you had to get this organized? Like the popsicle stick situation just wasn't really, I mean, maybe it was working, right? I mean, to an extent, but it can only take you so far. So you started talking to these people. I'm sure they said, yes, I'm looking to buy or sell, or I know someone, or I don't, but if I do, I'll keep you in mind, yada, yada, yada. When did all of this start to turn into some sort of system that was, scalable or reputable or repeatable?
So I think a lot of agents will wait until the end of the transaction to ask for more business. I would do it up front. I met you at a house. I'm showing you, you're having a great time. Who else, right? Like, I love you guys so much. I'm sure you have friends that are just like you. And that's what I want to grow my business with. So who else?
Oh, I think that's such a good idea. A lot of people wait till the very end, right? Like, I think if a deal is going really well, why not ask them in the middle?
Yeah. Otherwise, you
Mhm.
wait 30, 45 days before you ever get your next lead. It's too long.
Stacey, when was this when you first
This was
shifted?
2012.
Okay, 2012. When I remember. Okay, 2012, the market's starting to finally stabilize, and after the crash, you better. Okay, I like it. And then, how soon after you started did you start seeing actual business come through where you're like, wait a second, this is now better than my job as a paralegal financially?
6 months.
6 months.
So
Okay, what did you do for those 6 months? What did your days look like?
Yeah.
So I was still at the law firm for 6 months because I was too scared to jump into sales full time. And so I thought, well, if I can replace my paralegal salary, then I will jump. So
Full time? You were there full time?
Mm-hmm.
Damn, look at that.
So imagine that, leaving late, showing houses 8, 9 o'clock at night, waking up at 5 a.m. So because I was doing that, I couldn't pick up the phone to call people. So these are all Facebook messages. Hey, sorry.
Oh, I was gonna say, yeah. Like how were you reaching out to people during the day? So you were messaging them, texting them.
So cool.
So I guess I had a database, right? Which was social media.
Yeah.
Because that's what I went straight to. And then when I got a buyer or seller bite, they would go on the popsicle stick. So here's what happened is I then made it a game because now I'm having fun. Right now it's fun. I'm like, oh, who can I convert by Wednesday? Who can I convert by Saturday? And so I just did that and kept asking and it kept growing. So I needed that system some sort of system. And then I hired leverage in the end of 2016, because that year I served 100 families without a transaction coordinator, an admin, nobody. It was just me. So that's pure chaos. So that was when I started.
What?
It was so dumb. People are like, "You're amazing. You're the top agent." And I'm like, "I am struggling."
100 closed transactions without any type of help.
Mm-hmm.
That's nuts.
It's
Stacey,
stupid. Yes.
how did that well, two questions. How did that affect your personal life, and at what point, if you are going to tell people, hey, maybe around 25 you do it, what point would that be? You tell me.
So here's what happened. I go so fast, and that's forever been, I guess, my strength and my weakness is I don't slow down. So I just kept going, right? So the kids are, let's see, 2016, they were 4 and 2. So they're still little. I'm missing everything.
Mm-hmm.
Because there is no time to do anything. My husband's handling literally everything. I'm drowning. And I finally hired a coach October 2016. And she said, how's your world? I'm like, oh, I'm so great. I'm top agent. I try to do 10 contracts a month. And she said, what's your car look like? And I said, what do you mean? She said, what's in your car? And I said, MLS sheets, a McDonald's bag. And I go on. She said, wait, what? And I said, what? A McDonald's bag? She goes, are you eating a lot of fast food? And I said, yeah, there's no time to do anything. She said, okay, I need you to listen to me, and you need to hire help. And so that's when I hired my first admin and just dumped the popsicle sticks on her.
There you go.
Yep. So shortly after that, hired a buyer agent, not because I wanted to, but because one of my best friends in real estate said, hey, you're struggling. You're giving me all these leads. You're not even asking for a referral fee. Like, this is nuts. Hire me. And I said, I don't want to hire you. I don't want to be in charge of anybody but myself. Like, I can't handle that pressure.
Those 100, did they all come from your calls and they just snowballed, or what?
Because I still don't call a lot, because I'm an ambivert, so I get really nervous and awkward on phone calls.
DM,
I'm the same way. I don't like to call either.
Yeah, I never call people. This is not me. It's AI.
Awkward. Like, I'm the most awkward person. You guys, I was at an agent event last Friday. I tripped over a table.
What?
Did you fall down?
I don't know. I was fine. Somebody grabbed my arm, but I just so awkward. And I went to leave and just whoop. So I try to keep myself out of awkward situations. Also, why my listing presentation is 10 minutes long, but that's like
10 minutes. Wow.
That's another session.
I know. We got to have you back to go over your 10-minute
So I guess the point of the story is I'm not naturally talented in sales. I just knew that, I wanted to serve the people in a better way. So I'm going to figure out how to do that. But I wasn't out here to make a ton of money. It wasn't, it was never about that. It was just about changing lives and tripping over tables.
Okay. So you actually never really picked up the phone. It was all messages.
Yeah. Text messages, Facebook messages. Of course, when they call me, I do the buyer consult.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. But that lead gen thing was not.
Okay. So I love this because I get a lot of hate, Stacey, when people figure out that I do the same thing. Like, that's how I'm able to move fast. I can't pick up the phone and talk to you for an hour when I can text 30 people in an hour and have full-on conversations. You feel the same way?
Yeah. And at this point in my life, I'm looking for people to tell me they don't like me and they don't want to do business with me. I love that. I'm like, let me kick you out of the database. You either love me or you hate me. I need to get there. I need to know, do I get future business from you or not? So that all of our marketing goes to the right people.
Well, also, by the way, we're in a day and age now where when your phone rings, it's like,
it's spam too. Most of the time, man.
Most of the time it's spam. You don't know who it is. And when your phone rings, you just kind of look at it. And if it is somebody you're kind of like, oh my God, like, I know this is going to be a long conversation, or I haven't talked to this person in a while. I don't have the time to pick up the phone at this moment. And that's why I feel like when you're calling someone, it's almost like an act of selfishness in a way. You know what I mean? Like, I have time. I'm going to call you. I'm completely, taking out of account that you might not be available right now, but I don't care. I'm going to text you or email you. And when you have a moment, you can text me or email me back. And that's, I feel like, much more polite in a sense. And people take text messages like the Holy Grail now. They're just as important as phone calls used to be.
Yep.
Don't you think, Tristan?
Dude, 100%. Unless it's an older generation, they still want to pick up the phone and call.
Right. Well, that's a little different.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Which is now, honestly, if you look at who's buying houses now, it's the 55.
I know. So I've had to solve for that and finding agents on the team that love talking on the phone, because I don't. So that's how
Tristan's like, that could have been a text.
It could have been a text. Stacey, question about transitioning now. You hired your first admin, 2016. You hired the coach, first admin, and then your friend becomes an agent with you.
Right.
All that 2016-ish?
2017 was our first year as a team.
Okay, 2017. What happens next?
So then we bring on somebody from marketing, because I am not great at that, and nobody wanted me to make these terrible flyers I was doing. So they were terrible. So brought on somebody for that, and then it let me do what I love to do, which is go out there and sell. So
and
kept growing.
What's your focus on now? Is it still primarily database, your sphere, social, friends, that type of database?
So now I get to do what I've always loved. I'm the ISA. So I sit in this seat all day long. I talk to the agent referral partners. I talk to past clients. And
how have we never met, Stacey? This is crazy.
Well, how have you? I've known Stacey for a very long time. Don't you dare lump me into that category.
So it's still a game, right? I'm on the hunt for buyers and sellers. So I wake up super excited every day. I'm like, where am I going to find them?
But you say ISA, you're not making the calls, are you?
I am. I'm doing all of it. I'm in that database every single day.
And what's that look like? So the database are people that you know or that know you, or I mean, there's nobody in there who's a total stranger, right?
No. Well, if there is, I'm going to figure out how to tag them and correctly, because our tags are super important, because I don't want to waste, we have Twilio and things like that. I don't want to waste marketing money communicating with people that will never use us. So we've got it completely narrowed down by those that know, like, trust us, past clients, all of that. So every day I wake up and I get in my task list and reach out. So
what are those conversations looking like? You're making those calls, text, sending emails all day long. What would, how do you constantly keep up with these contacts and stay relevant without, sounding repetitive or salesy to your sphere, on a regular basis?
I think we have one event a year, which is Santa pictures. So that is really easy to touch them with. Yeah. We also do a couple giveaways a year. So that's also something like, hey, who doesn't want a Louis Vuitton, right? So enter our giveaway. So that's
is that what you actually give away? Because that's cool.
Yes. So that's year life
giveaway a year, but it's a big one.
Yeah. And it has to be something that your sphere will like. Like, we tried a big green egg, but we are 65% women in our database. Mm-hmm. Those are the people that are hiring us. So we didn't get the return that we wanted to. So
what's a great? Well, I'm sorry, I don't know what a big green egg is.
It's a grill thing.
Oh, okay.
See, so it didn't do what we wanted it to do. And I said, well, let's just do a Louis Vuitton. I feel like that's what our sphere would want, and they do. So that's an easy touch, right? So then you're touching to enter the giveaway. You're touching to thank them for entering. You're touching to, even 3 months later, hey, really appreciate you entering all of our giveaways. Who do you know that we can help serve?
I love one event a year, one
big giveaway.
Big giveaway a year. Yeah. What else? Anything else? Or you're good with those two?
I'll update them on home values. If they're past clients, I'm going to update them probably every 6 months. I've got them on the quarterly touch, right? So I'll just let them know what's going on in the market, or I'll give them an update on their home value. And then I track everything, so I know exactly what I did. So Nick, if you're up for a call, I can go to your timeline, see what I talked to you about last time, and decide what message it's going to be.
And with the CMAs,
I feel like, it's one of those unsolicited CMAs, right?
Yeah, so it's a range.
Yeah.
You're
So you're
between
just saying,
here and here. If you guys are thinking of moving this year, let me know and I'll stop by your house.
and that's over the phone or text or
That's
email or whatever.
Text or Twilio, because I want the easiest way for it to go in the timeline.
True. Oh, that's true. That's true. So that's a great one. People don't know and they always want to know. And have you ever, I'm sure that there are listing appointments that come up from those conversations.
Yes. And then something new that we implemented, it's called orphan buyers. So when we have a listing, when the buyers buy, we put their information in the database, tag them as orphan buyers, do a follow-up call a month after closing to make sure that they're happy with the home that they purchased from our team, and let them know that we're going to be updating them on their home value.
I like that. Do
So
you
now they're added in.
do you have a newsletter that goes out or no?
We do a monthly newsletter to our sphere. It's called The Circle. So
What's that
you
look like?
Circle. It's so awesome. So they will do Stacey. So oh my gosh, I'm not the brains behind it, so I can't take credit for it, but it'll say like what Stacey's doing, right? For whatever the community, what our next event is, what our giveaway is, here's what's happening in the market. I don't know. It's really cool. It's not recipes and stuff. It's stuff that people actually open.
Right. It has to do with real estate. It's not like,
yes.
Here's how you make a pumpkin pie.
Yes. And then we have agent to agent newsletters as well. So those go out to our partners of what's working for us in this market.
So you have 2 newsletters. I like that.
So one newsletter to your sphere, one newsletter to agents. And what's your referral business percentage look like?
Our referral is, 35%?
Oh, that's very good.
35% agent referrals, 65% is, 60% is sphere of influence, and like 5%. Is that the difference? Is random, like a Zillow call.
Yeah.
It's rare that
don't ask us to do math off the cuff.
I don't know, whatever adds up to 100. All I know is
I can calculate 3% of any number, but that's
a huge chunk, and then it's very little that will get somebody that doesn't know us. And I like that because I want it to be easy to convert. And a lot of times if it's a, blind call coming in, they take a lot of time to nurture.
Yeah. But you don't pay for Zillow leads. This is just organic Zillow calls from your listings.
Yeah, or a sign call that we convert, right? There's few and far between.
Hey, so let me ask you a quick question. For agents who don't feel naturally relational, like I think we were talking about that too. We kind of don't feel naturally relational.
I'm not naturally relational.
You know what I mean? What do you think they can do to still succeed in a relationship driven model like yours if they don't feel like, they're not the outgoing type person? What can they do to create that?
Here's the thing is that it's going to be hard no matter what you choose. So you either do the hard work before you get the lead, which is what I do, which is I reach out, nurture, give CMAs, right? And then they come to us and they're hot and ready leads. Or you can not do all of that. And then once you get a lead, you've got to earn all the trust. You can pay for ads, right? And then it comes in, you got to earn all the trust. Try to get them to sign a buyer agency. Try to get them to list with you. To me, that's exhausting. And it's a really hard way to determine what your year is going to look like. I would much rather have control of that database and the notes in there so that I already know who wants to sell next year. I'm not waiting on the phone to ring.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. What CRM are you using to track?
Tristan, you're not, wait. You're not even going to believe.
I know.
When she tells you the CRM she's using.
We are in command.
Okay, that's cool. There's nothing wrong with it.
And so I have to thank my director of operations because she's the one that set all this up and she's making it work. I know, y'all.
I'm just saying that she's doing 300 plus transactions a year, keeping in touch with her sphere of influence.
Amazing.
Sending email newsletters using command.
It's kind of nuts.
It's kind of nuts.
It's working.
It is what Tristan always says, though. The CRM that works is the one that you use.
Whatever one you're using, right? I mean, you can put our business in anything. As long as you're using it, you're going to get results. People just expect the CRM to do all the work for them.
Well, I also love that you connected Twilio to it and you're actually using the texting features because that's the way we all communicate first. Right. So good
Yeah,
job.
it's so cheap too to do that. And
Oh
so
my God,
the
it's so cheap.
text, you have to let them know because it looks like a spammy text, right? So you have to let them know, like, hey, this is Stacey. This is my business line. This is where I'm going to keep you updated on our giveaways and events. You know, do not unsubscribe to this. This is how, you know, our business is going to communicate. So
Yeah, that's a good way. Just setting the expectations.
yeah.
Hey, so I have a question. If tomorrow you woke up and your database had just completely disappeared, I know, total nightmare scenario.
Yeah.
What would you do in 90 days to rebuild it up?
I would export my social media account and I would go through all past client transaction list and just re-input everything. We don't have a huge, I mean, we've got 5,000 Mets, so it's not huge.
Oh, it's not even that big. Wow,
No, it's
that's
not at
crazy.
all. It's just that those are the people that like us. So I'm not having to sort through all these randoms.
Well, I love that it's not a huge. I mean, you hear of agents having, you know, tens of hundreds of thousands of contacts. I mean, you know, in their database, and it's just like your social media followers. It's not the number, it's the quality.
Yes.
It's the
You know, so I feel like
right?
that. Yeah, and the engagement and the trust. And I think once you start to realize it's not about how many contacts you have, it's about how you treat them.
Yes.
Then that's really what matters. What do you want your database in the next 10 years? What do you want people in your SOI to remember the most about the way you showed up in their lives? Not just the deals and transactions that you've done for them or with them, but how do you want to be remembered by them?
I want them to remember that I cared. And that's the gap where the business started to fail is I wasn't in it. So I was getting the leads, but I would pass them, right? And the agents would sell them and then I would lose that relationship. So what we've changed is that I'm still there. I'm still going to say like, Nick, how's your experience with Nicole? How's everything going? Is there anything I can do for you? Like that's part of the touch program, right? And when they close, how was your experience, right? Like I need to know that feedback. So we've implemented other touches for me as a team leader to make sure that that relationship is still there.
All right. What are you going to or excited to want to implement 2026?
So we are doing what's called lasting legacy. So it's agents that are getting ready to retire out of the business or just want to go in referral status. So we're interviewing agents for that now. We're not going to absorb entire databases. We're only going to take on agents that have that referral SOI connection to begin with. And then we would take on their past clients to be put on our touch program. And then they would get, you know, endless referrals from that. So I'm excited about that. Our first one is actually my first team member, Christina. She is retiring, which is very cool.
Way.
It's really cool that she's retiring within our organization. So I'm really proud of that. And so all of her SOI will go on the Lasting Legacy program to where she'll get referrals.
Forever. Oh, that's awesome.
That's a whole nother podcast.
It is. Yeah. So
we discovered two other new podcasts with Stacey. I know. A 10-minute listing consultation and the Lasting Legacy. I think that's awesome.
Those sound like breakouts at family reunion, just so you know.
There's so much stuff. And then we've got Life of a Listing, which I'm really proud of because that's keeping the relationship with our clients too, because what was happening is houses are on market longer, right? And so we're listing and people would get mad at us that their home isn't selling and say, what are you doing? So now we have Life of a Listing, which I'm happy to share with anybody, which literally says each day what we are doing.
Mm-hmm.
And they look forward to it. So they know day 5, social media post, right? Day 6, reverse prospecting. Agent will check in with results. So it shows exactly what marketing team is doing, what operations is doing, and what our agents are doing.
This is for your clients?
Yeah.
Wow. Do you send it out once a week or?
So we do it at the listing presentation. We say, this is what we're doing that nobody else is doing. Everybody's putting a sign in the yard. We're doing something every single day.
Well, I think that's great because, you know, with listing agents specifically, not so much with buyer agents, because with buyer agents, you know, you're seeing your clients regularly. Yes. With listing agents, it's like, if you don't hear from your agent, you're like, what are they even doing?
Right. And the listing fallout is crazy right now. I just saw an article before we hopped on this call that it's the largest listing fallout we've had ever in a year.
Yeah, the deals are just dying.
They're
Mostly
just
at the inspection.
Even before they contract, they're firing their agent and going off market.
Oh.
So, and we started to see that, right? Even some past clients just getting frustrated. So we're like, okay, well, this is a new gap in the industry. So let's figure out how to, let them know, like, hey, we care. We are doing something every single day for you.
I love that. That's such a great idea because it's really. Do they get a copy of that, or do they get?
Do. Yep.
So they get reports.
So it's a one pager because I love one pagers. And so they get that at the listing, and then we'll also PDF it so that they always know. And now they'll reference it. And because they know, they'll say, oh, hey, just saw the social media post, right? Day 7.
Oh, okay.
That's so good.
And then the tasks are in the database for what our agents need to do. So it'll say life of a listing day 7, right? Marketing will do social media post. Day 8, you need to do reverse prospecting, touch base with client. So
I dig it.
Tristan, I love that.
What do you think, buddy? Stacey's pretty awesome.
Yeah, Stacey. I'm just sad that I just met you. That's the only.
I know you from social.
I know, but we need to text. I have questions.
I'll connect you guys. I
appreciate it
so much. Doing this.
Yeah, of course, anytime.
Any final thoughts, Tristan?
No, Stacey? Listen, Stacey. I took notes, and I think there are a few things that stood out. One overall is that you're actually involved in your business. I could see it. I could see that you're just with your answers, because you can always tell who's still running in their business and obviously running a business, and who's stepped out more. You're definitely in it, and I appreciate that.
Well, you stepped back into production for a short period of time, right?
I'm going to be in it for 90 days because our lead listing specialist is the one that's retiring. So I thought this is a great time for me to jump in and find more gaps. So I guess I am the ISA and I'm the one that's looking for gaps every single day. Find the gap.
You know what I love? You have a specific time frame. It's 90 days. Mm-hmm. Is that until what? So to bring on someone new, or
so what? Nicole is being trained right now, so she's already on the team. So I'll use 90 days to get her up and running. If at day 90 I don't feel like she's ready, I will sit in that seat a little bit longer. My goal is the 90 days.
I love that. It's so specifically timed.
Thanks for doing this, Stacey.
Hey, let me just do a little shout out. If you guys are listening or watching and you like what you heard and you got value from it, just subscribe to Lab Coat Agents wherever you find your podcasts, Apple, Spotify, Amazon, whatever the other ones are. I don't even know. If you're watching on YouTube, it's on the Lab Coat Agents YouTube channel. Just subscribe to our channel. We put these podcasts out every other week. And if you like it, you can share it with a friend, family member, arch nemesis. I don't care who you send it to. But if you got value, then show us some love back and leave a comment and let us know who you think we should talk to next, even though we know who we're talking to next. But just
let us know, but we won't listen.
So let us know who you want us to talk to next in the comments. And if you have any questions for Stacey, drop them in the comments. We'll make sure she gets those questions and can answer them. And then follow Stacey on social medias. Just go to Stacey Sauls on Facebook. You'll find her. And
send me referrals. You'll be talking to me.
Yeah, where are you located again?
Charlotte, North Carolina.
Right, Charlotte, North Carolina. Yep, send your Charlotte, North Carolina referrals to Stacey Sauls, and she'll get it done for you. Awesome, Stacey. Thanks for joining us today. We appreciate you.
Thank you, guys.
We'll see you next time.